Hey guys, welcome to another episode here on Soccerholics TV. Well, it's match day number 3 in the English Premier League, and this afternoon we're at Scallywags pub to cover Liverpool's home game against Brighton Hove Albion. The Reds are 2-0 already, with Sadio Mane in fine form with 3 goals to his name. The Seagulls, though, could provide a tough test as they recently pulled off a 3-2 home win against Manchester United. The sights and sounds from the home fans here of Toronto is coming up next. Just a single goal from Mo Salah was all that was needed for Liverpool to take 3 points at home against Brighton Hove Albion. They're now 3-0 for the brand new season of this 2018-19 campaign. I'm with 3 Liverpool fans, just want to get their reaction, talk about some topics from early in the week. On my left I've got Gavin, my right is Amar, and Ronnie's on the end. So guys, first of all, let's talk about the post-match, what you thought about the match. 1-0, I thought they could have done better, and they seem to be a little bit off today. How do you guys see it?
I thought that we were on top of our game in terms of we were all over them, but they had that little bit of you just don't know, it might happen. They might get one against us. But overall, it was a dominating performance. They didn't really have any major chances, and when they did, Becker came through. Yeah. That's why you pay the money for a big goalkeeper, right?
Yeah, at the end, Gavin nearly let one in. Could have been a 1-1.
These are the matches we drew last season. Simple as that. This season, we're looking a bit more confident at the back. Virgil van Dijk's been absolutely phenomenal at the back. You can't complain. With what we brought in so far, these are the matches we drew, and Klopp's made his signings, and they paid off. In the sense that we would have drawn this game last season, and now, we're taking 3 points. So.
Yeah. Let's get Ronnie. Do you feel the lineup that Klopp put in today? Are you happy with the lineup that he's chosen? I know he's got some injuries with Lovren and some other players on the bench not playing in. I mean, is this what you thought it would go like?
Yeah, I mean the players are all solid, and what we have this year is a great team so far. And on the bench we have some solid players too. I would have mixed it up a bit. I would have brought down Shaqiri instead, or Sturridge earlier, just to create some more activity in the park, because Mane wasn't excellent. But I mean the rest of the performance, we look solid, we look great, and if we keep on going this way, so long as we concede no goals, because we got Becker, and that's one hell of a buy, we're okay for the season.
All right, cool. So news this week, just going to talk about something that's happened. Let's talk about Karius, your goalkeeper. I'll be the first to admit, I watched Champions League final over at Midtown because this place was packed, and I was the first person to actually get on at him and go, you can't make these mistakes. But then I found out that he's very young. He's only 23, 24. Are you surprised that he's done okay, but now he's going to be going to Besiktas? Is that a good move for him? Are you sad to see him go, or is this just the right decision?
Well, it's definitely the right decision, because at the end of the day, like you said, he's really young. He's got a lot to go in his career. He's got tons of time. The mistakes were massive, and the mistakes cost us what they cost us. Yeah. But at the end of it all, he's got time on his side, and a change of scenery is going to make a world of difference for him. And if he didn't go and he stayed, it wouldn't have done anything to benefit his career. So it's the perfect decision for him and for Liverpool.
Kevin, thoughts?
To be honest, being at the English limelight would have been the best thing for him. Simple as that. The English media can really eat you up. So how do we not sign Alisson Becker, and we continued to play Loris Karius every away match, even a home match by the away fans, everyone would be on his back. And I don't think these things help someone young in their career. Simple as that. And signing Alisson Becker, we would have done it before the Champions League final. We would have done it before anything else. That just excels the confidence in our defending line. Look, you can play the ball back to him. He's got feet. He's got confidence. Certain things that Loris Karius didn't have. I can't say that he was extremely terrible, but on the biggest stage in the world, he did not show up.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, being young, I know there's a lot of pressure, but I mean, you're starting number one goalkeeper, Champions League final, you can't make those mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, look, young is a weak excuse. Sorry, I mean, we have Terence Trent Arnold, and he's young. Okay, they're all young players, so it's not really an excuse. The issue with the European Cup final is that we could have won it. The mistakes were elementary mistakes, and good luck to him. It's best for him to be in another team or get better and perhaps come back at Liverpool at a certain time. We have no issues. He performed well throughout the season, but on the big day again, it was unbearable for me at least.
All right, well, let's hope he does well at Besiktas and comes back to the club and fights for a number one spot. Also news this week, so I didn't know this, the cousin of Manchester City owner was going to buy Liverpool Football Club for a record £2 billion. A, what's your thoughts on that? And B, I don't know if you're seeing a trend here, but there's clubs now being bought in the Premiership by owners who own a lot and they've got nothing to do with the game and they don't really have any interest in the game. It's just a money thing for them. Are you worried about the future of clubs, especially Liverpool?
Well, the £2 billion bid was, I couldn't believe that it came through. But at the end of the day, we are worth that and maybe more. But FSG is doing a really good job. There's a lot of FSG haters in this world. But at the end of the day, look where we are from where we were, right? And FSG's probably one of the biggest reasons for it. They brought in Klopp. They brought in all these players. They invested all this money, so they're doing a great job. On the second part of your question, which was, is it ruining football? It is. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you have teams that are, for example, in Everton, that are rubbish, and then they got all this money thrown into them, and they're still rubbish. But everybody...
You're saying that because it's your arch rivals. But
no, but they're buying all these big players that are, that they could have never done before. No. And then you have teams like West Ham that have got all this money coming in. They're buying all these players. They're not doing it where they should be. They're not. They're by spending £200 million, but they're not getting to where they should be. And then you have a Bournemouth, for example, English manager, a lot of young British talent. They're just gritty. They're doing it. So is ruining football in terms of the money's getting too much and they're bringing in players from all over the world. But I feel like the teams that aren't getting the money, they're the ones that are going to benefit from it because they're going to show up. Like, for example, Bournemouth. They're doing great.
Yeah. Good point. Come on, Kevin.
To be honest, if you want to sum up FSG in one simple way, you sell Kevin Stewart for $8 million, you buy Andy Robertson for $8 million. That is what FSG has done, right? They bought value for money. Salah, 35 million, breaks the top goal scoring record. If you fast track 15 years ago, you couldn't buy Alan Shearer in today's market for above 100 million. And he's broken his record. He's broken Henry's record. He's broken Ronaldo's record. Put them in today's market, they're over 100 million, all those accounts. 35 million is an absolute steal for these players. We're doing good business. Yes, we are spending more, but we're selling well. That's the difference, right? The people that they brought in to sell, the way we're negotiating bids, we're attracting better talent versus what we were doing. FSG has made the mistakes. I'm not going to say they haven't. When we went on a spending splurge with, buying Charlie Adam, buying Stuart Downing, all these lot, we went. But I think that was a bit more naive, right? Coming from a baseball world to a football world is two different complexities. You can't really compare either one of them. Simple as that, right? And FSG as a whole has come into the football world and they've learned. They've made mistakes, but they've learned from the mistakes. And look at it now, right? It's really flowing. I wouldn't change them solely on the fact from where we were to where we brought us. Simple as that. You can bring in all the oil money you want in the world, right? But they're just going to throw silly money like Man United at stupid players.
Ronnie, I'm hoping Ronnie might agree with me because I'm one of these people that, I'd love to see a transfer cap enforced in England, which we don't have, because the money that you're paying for a human being is just astronomically ridiculous, and you're putting all your hopes on these players to maybe get you a trophy. Do you agree that's just ridiculous? I mean, it's just football at the end of the day.
Yeah, but it's a business at the end of it, right? Yeah. And these guys play. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a football player? We watch football because we're not able to play. But imagine me having my hobby and getting paid for it, even for a career that's 10 years old, that the last 10 years or 15 years, great. Look, money is always going to be a factor, and the game has changed. What Liverpool have lacked, look, even in the past, in the 80s or 90s, when we had the Fowlers and the McManamans and Redknaps, those were good players. Okay, what we didn't have is the stamina and the proper management in place in order to keep us going forward. Klopp has done that. We're solid. We're running up and down the field. We've got the capabilities, and even with a bunch of other players, we would still do good. At present, we look solid, and it's the manager that has played a major part into getting the peak of this place. Charlie Adams, you speak about, I think he was a great player. Okay. Iago Aspas, a great player. Aquilani, great player. Bruno Giroud, great player. Okay, we did not make the most out of them. Suso, great player. We did not make the most out of them. Klopp is making the best out of what we have and doing the right combination. Keep on going. Whatever money flows in, I'm happy. So long as Liverpool can compete with the best, and that's what I want, because we are the best, and second is not the best. Anymore.
Just quickly before we wrap up, it's Klopp's fourth season, and I'll let you end this for us. Fourth season, what's it going to take to get some kind of silverware at Liverpool, considering that he's been there that long, he's got a team now, he's got some players. Surely this could be your season? You must be thinking that.
You know what? If it doesn't happen now, when is it going to happen? But Klopp's building something that is special. And you have teams. We got to the Champions League last year, the final. Year before that, we got to Carling Cup final. 2 years before that, he's doing great things in terms of he's putting a mentality into this team, which is we are a winning team.
Yeah.
But you're rated in 50 years' time by what you lift at the end of it all. And I think the players that he's bought now, Alisson Becker, Virgil van Dijk, these are players that they're not what a Brendan Rodgers would have bought. They're not what a Kenny Dalglish should have bought. These are players that money's been thrown their way because they're not only talented, but their mind is we're champions. So that's going to be the difference.
There you go, the talk from the fans. I want to say thank you to Gavin, Amar and Ronnie for giving their points. For myself, Ben, I want to say goodbye. Thanks to Scallywags for hosting us as always. Until next time, it's Soccerholics TV saying goodbye.
Soccerholics!
Go Liverpool!